Here on Respect My Region Network. I'm your host, Shelbie Vasquez, and today is the first. Today we have some very special guests. It's Dani Baranowski and Tina Ulman. Before we get started, I want to share a brief update about our sponsor for today's episode. Today's episode is powered by RMR Legacy Smalls, Respect My Region's cannabis flower line, available in Washington State and California. Current strains are Dedication OG, Super Mimosa, Rainbow Truffle, London Pound Cake, and Orange Sherb. Thank you guys. Welcome. And shout out to our friend Marissa for connecting us. Dani, I've seen you before at a Women of Cannabis event and you're already making waves. Tina, appreciate you too. I know you guys are the duo. You guys, a little background, they are from Nevada and they want to make Vegas the Amsterdam of America. So the way they're doing that is they founded the Chamber of Cannabis in Nevada. So that works to create community with other people in the cannabis industry and change laws. And they're also with the Grow Up Co-op, which helps intentional cannabis brands grow in the market. So how are you guys today? How's life in Vegas?
Well, you said it best. We are flying high. We love living in Las Vegas. We appreciate the opportunity to build this industry.
Yeah, and really bring folks together that respect the plant, want to build it well, and see the future of cannabis just for being plant medicine and as a way of commerce, especially here in Nevada where we have a lot of tourism. So we've been in the industry for 6 years and we feel we're with the people we should be with, doing the things we should be doing.
Amazing. So I just want to get to know you guys as people. I haven't spoken with you very much. So where are you guys from, and what was your family's background and their stance on cannabis?
Oh, we both kind of have juicy, interesting stories. I'll go first and then Tina can follow it up with the 1-2. So I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah. I have a traditional Mormon family. It's massive. I grew up Mormon, never consumed cannabis until I was 18. And when I went to college, I was in college marching band and I love to laugh. And one of my boyfriends at the time said, "Hey, I think we should try cannabis." And it took me 2 years of being in college before I was willing to try it. And 3 weeks into my cannabis career, I was smoking weed in the mountains and I ended up getting busted by a forest ranger, and they are under federal jurisdiction. So I ended up in court, the United States of America versus Dani Baranowski, little Mormon kid, never been in trouble in college marching band. I ended up making my way. I got an excellent plea deal. I had a public defender. I'm very lucky. But I made my way through the federal justice system. I did federal probation, drug addiction classes, paid fines. And then after I came out of that, I said, wow, that was bananas. And, that's something that drives my advocacy today. Regarding my family, what do they think about me being cannabis? It took a little bit of time to warm up to it. As they're traditional Mormons. My mom used to tell people that I worked in essential oils. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
But now it's been incredible. I get the opportunity to share plant medicine with a lot of folks that need help. It's and especially a lot of my Mormon, brothers and sisters, as we say. It's been excellent to help them find holistic healing. So that's me.
Yeah, and I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I come from a traditional Polish family, and they were some were in favor of cannabis, some were not. My journey also, similar to Dani's, was affected by the criminal justice system. So my family members served over 30 years in prison for nonviolent drug offenses. And it was the 80s in Detroit, Michigan, when the war on drugs was extremely strong and they were just putting everyone in prison. So I grew up visiting my family members in prison from the time I was 2 years old. And I always had a strong fire in me to try to change the criminal justice system so that other little girls didn't have to go visit their loved ones in prison. But my other side of the family was not so much in cannabis. When I had told my mom and stepdad I was in cannabis, they said, you got to be shitting me. And, we're worried. But after 2 years of being in cannabis, they both started consuming cannabis and then changed their entire church. Their church is mine. So traditional conservative Lutheran church. Now everyone's taking cannabis, even the pastor I give gummies to. So I have an unofficial group called Christians for Cannabis. But I think so many of us had to change the hearts and minds of folks in our family. So that was a huge accomplishment that I'm super proud of. I've been consuming since I was 23 years old and just absolutely love and respect the plant. And we love to say changing the world at a time.
Amazing. Cool. Well, we are a lot alike. I also didn't start consuming until I was 18, and I grew up in a Catholic family, and now, changing their minds as well, opening them up to it. So I love that. And that's so crazy, you guys, you're hearing about that. But yeah, that definitely drives advocacy. So let's keep going. So describe your first experience. Dani, I know you were out in the wilderness or like out in nature, but like what was your first time, your first experience consuming cannabis like?
Tina, you remember?
I first consumed cannabis when I was in high school, but I was so afraid my parents were going to find out, and I really didn't like the way it made me feel. So I didn't actually start consuming until I was 23, and I got out of college and got a career, and then I couldn't fall asleep. So just consuming before bed. Now I obviously love consuming all the time, and I love all different modalities of consumption. So yeah, 23 for me. So 18 plus years.
Nice.
And then I think I first smoked out of a can. I think it was a Monster energy drink, honestly, that we bend it in the middle. You poke the holes for the bowl. And then, obviously we drank it first. But the first couple times I didn't get high, and I was like, this is dumb and weird. But then I remember the first time I did experience that euphoria, that silliness. And for me, I wake up just full of jokes and laughter and and so it just exacerbated all of those things. And I was like, holy smokes, this is amazing. I love it. Now I've changed to kind of the same way Tina started her consumption, is like, I need it to sleep because this mind is just thinking of funny jokes all day long.
Awesome. Comedy is my favorite. That's my favorite thing about smoking too. I go for indicas and I just want to like eat junk food and watch some hilarious movies, comedy, stand up. That's my vibe too. And yeah, I remember smoking out of a can as well because I didn't want to have like a pipe be found. So cans and apples were the go-to.
Yes.
What were your guys' first jobs?
In cannabis?
Yes, in cannabis.
Yeah, I was a sales and marketing manager for a vape company, a small vape company that's no longer around, for just 6 months. And then I had a great opportunity to join the Old Pal team, which started in California. And Old Pal was such a wonderful company, from the values that they had to how they respected the plan as well, and respected us and what we were able to bring to the table as professionals in the industry. So I had a wonderful experience with them.
And then my first job, I'm so grateful. It was also a fellow Mormon took a chance on me. So I applied for a job in Las Vegas. I really wanted to break into the industry, and I had tried to go to California and wasn't getting any bites on these jokes. And so I applied to live in Las Vegas, and being from Salt Lake, that's only a 6-hour drive, like 350 miles. I was like, oh, I don't want to live close to home. But, I applied for a dry herb vaporizer company. And like I said, there was process. It was the CEO, fellow Mormon, also into extreme sports, which is something I love. So he and I had bonded over that background, and he's like, listen, I know you don't have any traditional background, but I want to bring you on as an international account manager for Da Vinci Vaporizers. And that's when I started doing the trade show circuit and traveling all over the world, meeting people and educating on them, really starting from the basics. Why terpenes? What is vaporizing versus combustion? And why might you prefer that over smoking out of your can? Why might you elevate to this, this device for a healthier consumption method?
Hell yeah. Cool. So what is different between when you guys started to now?
Just the wealth of knowledge that we've gained. We met each other through activism, and one thing that we had in common was we were both sponges for knowledge. Why are these rules the way they are? Who's making these rules? How can we have a say in these rules? And learning, growing our network. Your network is your net worth, and everyone from bud tenders who are putting in the work every day on the floor to regulators, political leaders, owners, you name it.
And I would say the industry has just evolved just as quickly. I'm sure you've heard this before, but it's like dog years. So, us being in the industry for 5-6 years, that's like 30 plus years.
Yeah.
So just as quickly as things are updating, everyone in the industry has to be quick and pivot. So like Tina said, we met in advocacy. First law I remember talking about was, banning pre-employment testing so that people didn't have to, get tested for THC so that we could open up our job market. To now, we've been able to pass a law for consumption lounges, which is like the biggest next evolution of our industry. So what's changed? Us in so many ways, this industry in so many ways, the modalities.
And I'd say also what's changed is, through us feeling empowered and learning, we've been able to help other people feel empowered and learn. And so many people in cannabis are young. Maybe they've never been in a leadership position. Maybe people just don't even realize their power. We realize that as a grassroots organization, but that took time. So now that we've been able to elevate other people, it just has created such a more aligned, strong leadership connection with people who are putting in the work and who have the foresight to really build the industry well. But overall, we're so happy with the progress that we've made as a state. We have very, very tight, high regulations here. And working with the regulators and political leaders to get those changed is one of the biggest things that's progressed us.
Amazing. Thank you, guys. So I think that brings us to the Chamber of Cannabis. Can you guys talk about how that began?
Yeah. Well, like we said a couple of times, Tina and I met in advocacy. We highly recommend finding like-minded leaders in whatever market you're in, finding the people that want to build and that work hard. Volunteering is where you meet these high caliber people that are executing it well in all aspects of their life. So we started with another organization that was focused on patients and getting access to medicine. And as our industry evolved, and during the pandemic, we had some time. So we thought, we felt very segmented as an industry, but we were the first state to recognize cannabis as essential employees. So we never stopped working. We just had some more free time. So for us, we said, okay, where can we how can we bring businesses together to make sure that our regulators and our state legislators are recognizing the power that we bring to the table and that we're creating sensible cannabis policy?
And we saw a need for it. So there were no other organizations in the market that were ran by leaders building the industry. So we created the Chamber of Cannabis so that, like Dani said, we can work with legislators and regulators, but also bring our community together. And we did it one step at a time, one handshake at a time. But essentially just like a Chamber of Commerce, but for industry leaders who respect the plant, want to grow commerce, and restore justice. These two things can happen together. And so many times you see either justice groups or business trade organizations, but it doesn't need to be segmented. It can absolutely be working hand in hand. When those two things happen, then we build our community even stronger. So that's kind of our three pillars there: commerce, justice, and the community.
I love that. Thank you guys so much. And thank you guys for making the Chamber of Cannabis. I know you guys have done such exciting things. But we'll switch gears to the state of Nevada. What are your thoughts on the current state of Nevada's cannabis industry?
Well, I will say, it just like every market, we're experiencing different hurdles, especially as more states are coming online. We'll start with some not that greats and then move towards some positives, I'd say. But we just reported for our fiscal year that we're down $119 million. So unfortunately, that's the first time that we've seen a decline after, really exponential growth. And that's for a multitude of reasons. It's, like I said, different markets coming online, tourism being down, dispensable income being less. And then, when it goes to the positives,
Yeah. The positives are honestly what the grassroots organizations like ours are making happen, and feeling comfortable getting uncomfortable, making public comments, writing in letters. Most people, again, have never even participated in any kind of like public policy initiatives. So we've been able to grow that and get 3 different bills passed. So like Dani said, the consumption lounge bill, pre-employment testing, and then we just got a large bill passed to more than double the daily purchase and possession limit. So now it's 2.5 ounces of flour or 7 grams of concentrate. And we also created a section in that bill to create an easier pathway for folks that have a felony on their record to come into the legal market. We should be creating ways to do that. And that way we mitigate the illicit market, and then we grow the legal market.
And so, just piggybacking off of my partner in justice here, we have been working hard as the people building the industry to create sensible policy to accommodate to the market struggles. So all of those items were designed by us and other experts and industry leaders. Well, not designed, but we thought about it. We had the conversations over a bowl or whatnot. And we said, what can we do right now to make sure that the state of Nevada continues to be one of the best markets in the country? We're highly regulated. It's controlled chaos. That's why everyone on earth can come to Las Vegas and have a Vegas night. So it's like, it's really exciting. It's how can we pivot? How can we react? But without letting it get too far gone to where we're not going to be able to recover. So
I'll tell you another positive that most states don't have is we test for terpenes here. And our testing is awesome, especially for folks that are patients and trying to find different profiles to meet whatever ailment they have. We love it. I mean, states do not test for terpenes and you're doing the consumer a disservice. So that is definitely one thing going well.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing, you guys. Yeah, I know. Like if you have a felony, you kind of feel like you're out. You don't have a lot of opportunities. So to create, opportunities for those who have suffered injustice, nonviolent things, that's amazing. And the fact too that your consumers can purchase more and not have to worry about hitting a certain limit. I'm sure that they're good with that. Oh my gosh, like that's so exciting. My next question is, what are your favorite events in Nevada for cannabis?
Well, for the Chamber of Cannabis events, of course, we do a meeting every other month. And
I only know that I go to MJ BizCon.
Oh, okay. Copy. So yeah, so that's right. That brings together all of the minds in the world really to bring together cannabis. And we get a lot of trade shows and whatnot, but when it comes to local events, we have a really tight knit community that loves to get together. I would say we work really well together. It's kind of like an interesting place to live because Nevada is a huge state, but there's really 2 central parts of the market. So the lion's share is in Las Vegas, and then there's our friends up in Northern Nevada in Reno. So most people are in Las Vegas. We do business well with each other. We love to get together. So we do a meeting every other month. We like to bring like a speaker that's interesting, like to hear from some of our members so that we can get to know each other. And we like to make sure our friends and colleagues are leaving with some information that they can disperse to their teams so that we can continue being the best leaders, have the best information, and we like to have a little fun. So
Yeah, I can't wait. I want to go to a Chamber of Cannabis event.
Come on down.
So we'll switch over to the Grow Up Co-op. Can you speak on that? How did you guys start that, and what criteria of brands do you guys help?
Yeah, great. So again, we saw a need in the market. We saw the market contracting, and it's just kind of odd that you have a sales rep for every single product, right? So if you're a buyer, you might have to talk to 55 sales reps. And in any other industry, it doesn't work like that. So we saw a need for an evolution to create a conscientious and intentional collective of great brands who also have great leaders. Everything is the speed of the leader. So those three things are very important to us. We now represent 7 different brands in the market, and we hit every single category: flower, vapes, edibles, even accessories. So when we go to a buyer, they can look at our profile and they can pick everything they need right there. Makes it easy and efficient for them. Then we can all go smoke weed and have a nice time. So we definitely saw that need, and things are going extremely well. It is now our 10th month operating. This is the first time Dani and I both have opened our own business, but luckily through our experience of opening a chamber and running that as volunteers, it really set us up for success on, hey, how do we run a business well? We have a great team of young professionals here who are fun, creative, ambitious, and that we want to continue to help build and elevate. So we love connecting people. We love growing, and that's what we've been able to do with the co-op.
Congratulations, you guys. I look forward to seeing how that grows. What would you say are the factors that help determine whether a cannabis company will be successful or not?
Wow, that's a great question. And I think there's a lot of factors, but like Tina said, it starts with the leaders. So what we found is having strong leaders that care about their people, but that are also connected to the plant. We have worked for good leaders and not so great leaders. And no matter what company, I would say, as someone coming into the industry or working in it for a while, you can always learn from your leaders, whether that's how to grow and build the industry, or what you don't wish to
what
continue.
Not to do.
Yeah, exactly. So when it comes to that, it's caring about the plant, the people behind the plant. I swear, it really translates all the way through from seed to oil to customer. Mm-hmm. And so it's having the right people in the right place, but your leader cultivating their team, who then cultivates the product. And then lastly, I would say listening to your consumers and listening to people in the market, like coming out with, products that don't make sense or make sense in a boardroom, but are not really relevant. That's never going to be successful, no matter how much marketing money you throw at it.
Yeah, great point. Makes sense in the boardroom. And I think so many people that are investors in this industry are not consumers and don't have the experience. So one of the best things they can do is trust the people that they hire to do what they hired them to do. Point blank, period. Folks have to give up control and be able to lead, but you got to trust the people that you hired. And the best companies that we worked for, that's what happened. So that's definitely what we think makes the best companies.
Thank you, guys. So be intentional, you guys. You want a successful cannabis company. Mm-hmm. What do you guys want to be known for ultimately as professionals?
I want to be known for someone that always does what they say they're going to do and leads with kindness, compassion, and by example, and hard work. That would be me.
Yeah, I definitely do every single thing that Dani said, and just leaving a mark here in Nevada for how we've been able to build the industry and bring folks together. And again, empower people to be great professionals, to be involved in in civil service, to use their voice. So many people want to use their voice, but how do you use your voice? And then when you get the opportunity, you can be really nervous. We still get nervous talking at really important stuff. But empowering people, and then that is just contagious, and they empower people, so I'd say that's one thing that I'd like to be known for.
You guys are doing a great job. Like I said, I barely know you guys, but I already feel the impact, and I am already so inspired. So thank you guys so much. What's a normal day to day? How do you approach each work day in terms of preparation, organization? What's a typical work day for y'all?
Well, Dani skips out of bed, like she said.
Yeah. The thing about that is, and all jobs that we've worked in this industry, is it's moving so fast. You have to be able to turn on a dime, you have to pivot, and you have to be able to think outside the box. But alternatively, we work in cannabis. We have this stigma of being known for being lazy. I would say that's none of my peers that are successful. We work our buns off. And when it comes to structure and organizing, what Tina and I do is we have developed a system where we are really prioritizing our tasks. But it starts from macro, and then it goes all the way down to micro. We definitely make it a point to do everything we say we're going to do. But we like to make some really incredible and fun promises. So it's just breaking everything down to the little steps. And then we're in constant communication and collaborating with each other of how we can be better, but how can we be most efficient with our time?
Yeah. As our responsibilities grow, that is an area that we continue to grow in. So having strategies is really important, not just throwing stuff against the wall and seeing what happens. So our strategies are strong. Our task management is strong. We have an incredible third partner on our team who's our project manager. We use different softwares, but we all hold each other accountable, and we have great different sessions where we can bounce ideas off of each other, give each other credit. So everyone's rising together and we're winning together. I had a great boss that once said, happy people make money and money makes people happy. And we freaking like to be happy and smoke weed and make money. Helping others rise while we're doing it. So everything coincides really well together. We have, struggles too. I mean, there's times we might cry in the car or lean on each other and be so frustrated over a conversation. That comes with the business, but it makes you stronger.
Beautiful. Well, thank you guys for that. Oh my gosh. I want to pivot a little bit and just go with a hot take series. Just say the first thing that comes to your mind when I ask this. What moment or experience was very instrumental in getting you into cannabis? You probably kind of answered earlier, but
I would say for me, I was talking with my sister about my future. I had experienced a natural disaster as a part of my life story, but that's another thing. And I was like, I was crying. I was like, why does all these horrible things keep happening to me? And my sister was like, well, why don't you do something about it? And we started talking about CBD, smoking weed, and we're like, why don't we get into the industry together? Let's start a business. And that was really a defining moment for me, is just, being lamenting about the state of the world, but then also seeing a huge opportunity and realizing, wow, this is year one. I can get in right now if I'm ready to do the work.
I knew I wanted to be in cannabis for many years. I was a sales and marketing executive for a large resort for 13 years and really loved my job, but wanted to do something much more meaningful. And again, change the system, the justice system. So I have a best friend from 7th grade who was at a Women Grow event here, and she was in the buffet line and met somebody that was hiring for sales and marketing manager and told them about me. And then right when she told me, hey, I have someone that wants to interview you, I'm like, I don't even know what a terpene is. And I just felt so unprepared, but I really was prepared. So yeah, that's my story.
Thank you guys very much. What is your favorite? What do you lean towards for cannabis? Indica, sativa, hybrid?
I like the sativa. We both love terpinolene. That's our favorite terpene. But I like something juicy, something sweet flavored, and then every now and again, gassy.
Yeah, Lenalol is also a wonderful terp, a sedative. So we really buy strains based off terpenes and the profile, as do many consumers here do, which is great because it's just a little bit more accurate than, your sativa.
You're right. I know that was kind of California of me to ask. Indica, sativa, and then you guys are like Linalool. That's probably my favorite terpene as well. But yeah, I don't need to get a favorite terpene.
We got
What
you.
are you
about it? We'll help you. We'll help you.
I do love Vegas also. What are your favorite? I don't know. That's kind of, I don't want you guys to like pick favorites, but I'm familiar with Planet 13, Jardin. I know you guys now have a cookies out there, and there's also Sky Lounge.
Yeah.
Are there any other cool places for tourists to go to?
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. We have so many great partners in the market. Those are all our partners. So Planet 13 is going to be the largest dispensary, has the largest selection as well. And they're going to be one of the first to open their consumption lounge. So heck yeah, go to Planet 13. Jardin, which means garden in Spanish. It's going to be the most hip, cool, and beautiful people that you ever did see in your life.
The culture.
Oh, yeah. They have just done an incredible job creating a culture. We just did a great event, the Pride Parade and the Pride Festival, partnering with them. So they do great community work as well. And then Nuwu, which is actually the first consumption venue, which is on the Paiute Reservation, one of our biggest partners. When you go there, you'll walk in and you'll see a 30-foot blow-up bong from Matrix, which is a company in our co-op, and a huge Airstream trailer that you can also smoke weed in. But it is the evolution of the industry. Right now, I mean, every other dispensary isn't going to have too much of a tourist, thrill there, but they will as they continue to open their consumption venues. And we have 20 dispensaries that will be opening consumption venues, and then we have 20 independent. 10 will be for social equity and 10 will be for everybody else. And you are allowed to serve food, beverage, and food, infused food and beverage. So there's multiple different ways that you can make revenue there.
Thank you. I was going to ask if you were partnered with any of the Paiute tribes. So that's awesome to hear about Nuwu. Definitely want to check that out.
Yeah, I will also add on that there are a lot of tribes that are participating in the cannabis industry. And we work with about 7 retailers right now. So spread out over the entire state. And yeah, glad to support. And the Paiute tribe actually just got the key to the city this week.
Amazing.
Yeah. So they were our city recognizes the impact that the industry has and the players that are making it happen.
And the chairwoman of the tribe is a young woman around our age, and she started as a bud tender and has exceptional knowledge of cannabis. So her and the vice chair are very hands-on and just awesome ladies.
Amazing. I can't wait to hopefully have her on as a guest in the future.
Yes. Oh, yes.
What are your favorite types of music to vibe out to?
Okay. Well, I just went to Austin City Limits this weekend and it was so awesome. I'm on a Lumineers Mumford & Sons kick, but love all music from oldies to hip hop to R&B to classic rock. So it just kind of depends. When we study and we work, it's lo-fi beats and something soothing, but I'm a fan of all music. I'm into the country a little bit too right now. Just nothing like screaming hardcore, that's not me.
Sure. I too have a diverse kind of thing, but I've always been a fan of like British girl pop. That raised me. And then like Marina and the Diamonds, Lana Del Rey. I like a power female vocalist. And then lately just fully obsessed with Greta Van Fleet, which is like the modern day Led Zeppelin. So
cool. I want to hang out with you guys.
Come on.
Yeah. What are your absolutely necessary items for a smoke sesh?
an assortment of beverages
Yes.
Because you're thirsty. So snacks and beverages for sure. And then different ways people to consume. Dani has so many different devices from working in that side of the industry. So we love to try different devices, an assortment of different flowers as well.
And then, yeah, every now and again, just like good people, I would say, conversation. Like, we like to have high level conversations with people that are doing interesting things. So we like to get high, but we also like to talk about, people's backgrounds, what inspires them, what lights their fire.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we found a lot of really great ideas, made a lot of really good connections, and just grown ourselves and our network.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. I think that reminded me, speaking about beverages, and then I know people go to Vegas to drink too. The laws over there, are you guys able to have cannabis and alcohol in the same space or not?
Not today.
Probably
not today.
Right.
Yeah, not for a while.
Is it happening?
Yeah, is it happening? You bet it's happening. But no, that's probably on page 10, and we're still on page 2 is kind of how we like to say. But we do have cannabis beverages, and that's one thing that we're focused on is bringing more beverages to this market that are a great experience. We represent Palmos Cannabis Cocktails, which is also in California, and it's the first beverage that you can actually create into a mixed drink, a cocktail, and drink it just like you're at a bar. So it's not something you pound to get really high and then fall asleep. We like to say it's like if Trader Joe's or Whole Foods had a cannabis cocktail. So we are so excited to represent that brand. We love the product and just the runway that it has.
And
yes, I love that.
Quick little piggyback, but when we formed this kind of goes back to your question of like, what kind of brands would you want in the co-op? We want to make sure that we're positioning all of our brands to be successful for consumption lounges. Mm-hmm. So we're not going to be reactive and after the fact think, oh no, what product can fit in here? We're already approaching those lounge licensees and saying, hey, we're ready for you. We're thinking about that, and always trying to be one step ahead of the game and move 420 times faster.
I'm so excited to visit. Yeah, I'm familiar with Palmos as well. And I think in California here, I saw a little sneak peek of a space that might be opening soon. Like maybe it'll be like a Palmos bar. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, super excited for that. What 3 to 5 products or brands do you really feel represent Nevada at a high level?
Ooh, great question. Great question.
I gotta think on this one.
Well, the first brand I would say, there's 2 brands that are local folks that got licenses. The first one is a husband and wife couple, Quanine and Steve, that are the owners of GLP, Green Life Productions. And they're out of Pahrump. They're born and raised there, and they grow some of the best living soil cannabis that we've ever had. So they're a great example of someone who had the right to earn a license and is doing great with it, both for product and the community. Same thing with Nature's Chemistry. Also local Nevadans grew up here, just wonderful gentlemen that grow great flower and also support, again, the community. Both are Chamber of Cannabis members and support everything. And then I'd say Matrix. Matrix is born here. Owner David Tuttleman was a restaurateur here on the Strip. He's a wonderful man, a philanthropist first and foremost. So many people have started from day one and they're still there. They were first to market with live resin and really just embody great Nevada culture.
Yeah. Thank you guys. How about what are your favorite products?
We love all of those products from those 2 brands.
I would say I like to dab. That's my preferred consumption method. That's really what I gravitate to. It gets me where I need to go. It's kind of a repeatable experience. And I also like to give people their first dabs.
Me too.
I think it's important that we have the right entryway into consumption modalities. And so like, it's not a hot dab. It's not something that's going to make you throw up, tears running down your face. It's an experience where it's low temperature. So you're actually able to enjoy the terpenes and their effects. And then alternatively, like same thing with edibles, like we say go low and go slow, but I think far too many people come to Vegas and slam one of these 100 milligram little shots, just like they would a shot of Everclear, and then expect to not have an Everclear night. So, fuzzy night.
Yeah, very fuzzy.
That's mine.
Thank you. All right, I'm gonna switch over a little. Dani, I have seen your Instagram. I follow you. I see that you're into extreme sports. You go bike riding a lot. So what else are your favorite extreme sports?
Well, cycling for sure. Endurance cycling is something that I'm very passionate about. I would say scuba diving. That was my former career. I was a scuba diving instructor. I love it. But it's one of those things where it's like, if you love it, don't work in it. I was so worried about everyone's safety, and I couldn't smoke weed because I was getting drug tested by the Coast Guard. So I like those two. Also into mountain biking, downhill mountain biking. I mean, I really like being outside in nature. That's my shit. So
cool. Yeah. I was going to ask, I was like, have you ever scuba dived high? But you cannot.
Okay, so I'll tell you. Not when I was working, Coast Guard, if you're listening. The thing about it is I want to, and I've never been able to have that experience because for me, the second I jump in the water, there's like this mammalian response that we all have that it's just like, and that's why like, you know, I've never felt more alive when like a wave crashes over me, but every time I hop in the water, it just wakes me up. So not yet. But that is a future opportunity and of course I would make sure I had, you know, redundant partners that could keep me safe. But I absolutely would love to, you know, laugh with the fish. So
that would be so cool. How about you, Tina? Are you into sports?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep,
what are your favorite
sports? I played rugby for Arizona State. I'm a runner, love hiking, love outdoor adventures, boating, camping, you name it. Feel best in nature like Dani. So family events, service projects, both of us always have a very full schedule of, you know, fun activities. So, we always stay busy, and, you know, anytime we can, we have wonderful families that we love to be with and have fun with.
And I would say we really like, it just happens to be the case, but anyone saying that stoners are lazy, like we invite you to come on a run with Tina. I am not going to catch up. Right. And you know, take a walk in we'll take a run in Tina's shoes
and a ride in Dani's shoes.
Exactly. Like we are the opposite of lazy. We're the antithesis of that. And, you know, come take a snap of our workload. But we always start our day with some endorphins, some exercise, some meditation, and, you know, continue talking, breathing, living cannabis all day long. So that stigma obviously is fake, and we love to prove the people wrong.
Oh, we love it.
A little fun fact about me. I went to camp at UNLV for volleyball. I went to Nike volleyball camp over there. And then they took us to the Las Vegas baseball game, like the local team that they have. Do you guys have any favorite teams?
WNBA is on their way to win the second championship, and we are rooting for those ladies all day long. It is so awesome. Yeah, the Aces. Then we have the champion Golden Knights here. You know, Raiders still are building their team a little bit. But it is really cool to just have more sports here where families can do things, and, you know, people can do things that don't revolve around gambling so much. But it's cool to see the evolution of the city.
And these are allowing cannabis brands consumption, not like in the venue, but they're not coming up against it. So MLB, NBA, NFL are now relaxing all of these antiquated ways of thinking. And it's like these athletes work their buns off. And one thing that could help them recover, be more effective, be better athletes, make more money, is using cannabis. So it's been awesome to see.
Especially over a painkiller like like an opioid or something that's addictive. And I think for our generation, that has just, hit so close to home for so many people that the more folks that can have cannabis, the better.
Cool. Yeah, I know Vegas has that amazing arena as you're nearing the Strip. So that's awesome.
Yep.
What are your favorite restaurants in Nevada?
We love frequenting the Arts District, and we take a lot of meetings there. The Arts District is between the Vegas Strip and Fremont. A lot of people don't know about it because they either go to one or the other, but it's definitely the most cannabis friendly. There's a lot of small family-owned restaurants. We go to Tacotarian a lot. We love them. Makers and Finders. 7th and Carson is one of our favorite restaurants. So small, great food that's made by people who really, care about what they're creating.
I will side note, if anyone listening wants to take a little adventure, the Bagel Cafe. It's just like right off the freeway, and
huge portions.
Flip and love it. Yeah, it's the best breakfast food, best bagels, and run by some local family here that's been, like Tina said, building the community. We like to support anyone that vibes on the same frequency as us.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, guys. I love the name Tacotarian.
Yeah, and it's all vegan tacos that taste like they're not vegan. So
right. Love it. What are some other things people don't know about up in the area?
Well, we have so many cool things to do in nature. So we have Red Rock, which is a national park or a state park, I believe. And that's just 20 minutes from the Strip, and it's beautiful. It looks like you're in Zion or Sedona. Then we have Mount Charleston, which is about 40 minutes away, where people can go skiing. Lake Mead, mountain biking. Lake Mead recently has found a couple dead bodies, but I still love going boating there. So that's beautiful. Of course, the Hoover Dam. So a lot of times people just think of the Strip. People even will ask silly questions like, do you live on the Strip? And we're just a normal city that has cool shit to do. So exploring outside of the Strip is what we recommend for folks.
Yeah. And I would say, to any person that feels that, asks that kind of goofy question, we say, or like, do you live on the Strip? It's like, no, this is a land for hustlers. So it's people that love to have fun, as you can see with the Strip and all the other activities, love to have fun. And love to make money doing that, and then keep that party going all night, all day long. So it's a place for hustlers. Welcome them all. It's a lot of transients, people that have found their way here. A lot of people find their way, like myself, and don't really ever plan on leaving. It's the land of opportunity, milk and honey.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorite places. I've been to the Red Rock Hotel, but I want to go to Red Rocks National Park for real. Yeah. I haven't been to Zion yet either, but I really want to visit that place.
Don't smoke weed, and if you do, be smart.
Yeah, because that's technically in Utah. It's only 2 hours away, but
just wanted to mention it because you're from Utah, but yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I care about you.
What do people need to know about anything else that the Chamber of Cannabis has coming up, or anything else that you guys have coming up?
Great question. So we have a costume ball coming up on the 21st. It's going to be at the Lexi Hotel, which is one of our game-changing sponsors. They've been so supportive, and they are the first consumption-friendly hotel. It is a BYOC type of business model, so bring it in there. But all the money that we raise for that goes to support getting SB 277 passed to double the daily purchase limit. So we'll bring together 200 industry folks, have fun, and celebrate our wins. December, we have another meeting where we're supporting a small business. And then going forward, we're going to be focusing on the election and making sure that people know who are cannabis-friendly candidates on both sides of the aisle so they can make the best voting decisions.
Also I'm sure we'll see you at Associations Day, MJ BizCon. We'll be there if anyone wants to come chat with us. We also are accepting all invitations to MJ BizCon events. You got to get the invitation. You got to invite us now because our Rolodex is filling up quickly. But no, to that point, we're excited to welcome the world, to show them what we've been doing in Nevada cannabis. And one thing I would say to anyone listening is please support Nevada cannabis. Please buy our local product. Please come learn from us and ask us questions. We want to share our knowledge and share our products, and we're so proud of what we've been able to build over the past 6 years of being adult use.
For sure.
Amazing. Just, you mentioned the Lexi Hotel real quick. Are there any other cannabis-friendly hotels popping up on the radar?
Not yet.
We haven't heard of, yeah.
And even then, it's kind of, I'll tell you how it works because I think it's pretty interesting. So the way that the law, first of all, cannabis industry love to find a loophole. That's something about the people in this industry. We are fun, a little bit shisty in a good way. But so the way the law is written, if you are in your personal residence, that is the only place that you can technically consume cannabis other than a consumption lounge, which is, few and far between. Anyhow, your personal residence. And then if you rent a hotel room, that is technically your personal residence for the night.
Okay.
But
not with a casino attached. So there's a caveat there, right? So there's no consumption within 1,000 feet of casinos.
Well, actually,
or 1,500 feet.
That actually wouldn't. I don't know if that would apply because it is in your own personal residence.
Then everyone.
But it would probably likely have alcohol in that vicinity too. So then.
Yeah.
That's a great question. But it's a good loophole. So on the 4th floor, all of their rooms are 420, and then it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G is how they designate the rooms. But you can rent it out. You can consume in your room. You can't consume in the hallway. You can't consume freely. Do they have events where that is happening? Maybe. So.
But yeah, we're excited to see the expansion. And once we have either federal descheduling or legalization, whatever happens, and cannabis can then be sold in casinos, consumed there, we are ready to move in and expand commerce.
Oh my gosh. Thank you guys so much. So great to talk to you guys. You're amazing women who are changing, making history, creating community, teaching me so much about terpenes and everything else. Is there anything else you want to leave us with, and where can we follow you?
Well, we want to just say thank you for highlighting our work and expanding it to your network. Like, that really makes our day. And we love Respect My Region. We respect what you guys are doing. We respect how you're changing the industry and giving voices a chance. So thank you.
Yeah. Shout out to Joey and Mitch for really doing the damn thing for so many years and pumping out content, and then also sharing what they know so that the industry can continue to grow. And I don't think I've ever been to a trade show where I don't see one of those guys, and hopefully you as well. But I would say, leaving with something, this industry is right in front of us. And if you want to grab hold and be a part of history, find a like-minded leader, find yourself someone that wants to work hard, have fun, and make a difference. And let's go, baby.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you can follow us on Instagram, Chamber of Cannabis, one word, LinkedIn as well. And then our personal Instagrams, I'm the Gypsy Sorceress.
You can call me Teapot. And then the Grow Up Co-op, also on Instagram and on the web.
All right, that's our conversation today. Thank you all for joining us on another episode of Hire Women Podcast. My name is Shelbie Vasquez. This was Dani Baranowski and Tina Ulman. Amazing ladies. Please make sure to leave us a review in the comments, like, follow, and subscribe to our Instagrams and YouTube. And don't forget to ask for Respect My Region weed at your local dispensaries and delivery service. Everybody have a beautiful day, and we'll see you guys soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.